Christmas, everyone. Da 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 da.
Da, 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 da.
Da 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 da.
Da, 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 da.
Da da da.
Hi everyone!
Da da da. Morning,
So you want to be a
everyone.
software engineer at Google? Go to algorithms.io. Good question.
This is basically Mark now. Every day we've got a different face. We've got a different outfit.
Do you see my eyebrow here?
I don't.
Stuck?
Look at my eyebrow.
Make her
Touch
stop.
my
Make her
eyebrow.
stop. I
Still
don't
stuck?
like it.
Watch our comprehensive
Touch my eyebrow.
I actually quite like your little old face.
Yeah.
I wonder. Oh, I don't like you with the glasses on. Suddenly you look mean.
Mark's age, Sarah Fox.
It's tier 4, darling.
Yeah, tier 4.
It's difficult for us all.
I wonder when you get to a certain age, does your forehead sag?
Everything sags.
Yeah.
Everything.
Have you seen my scrotum in this?
Mark, please don't. I knew you were going to say that. Why did you need to say that?
It looks not dissimilar to this.
Right. Okay. Morning, everybody. How are you? Morning, Angela. Morning, Tina. Morning, Leo, Blake, Debbie, Rachel, Fiona, Becky, Nicole, Sinead, Heather, Good Ship Lollipop, Raspberry Mojito, Samantha, Gabrielle, Daniela, Leo, Kerry, Claire, Olivia, Chris, Claire, Nikki, Brenda, Judith, Alison, Samantha, Sue Johns. Welcome, everybody. How are you? Wow, it is the eve of Christmas Eve. Do you remember that when you were a
There's something
kid?
in my eye.
Me and my sisters would do that for days before. We'd go, it's the eve of 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 Christmas Eve.
Yeah.
We'd go like 7 days before Christmas. I have got a mixed feel. I'm very excited because the whole house is tidy now. So I'm excited because I feel very unstressed.
Same.
We've got the turkey, we've got the beef,
Yeah.
we've got
We've got the moves, like Jagger.
the moves, we've got a roof over our head.
We've got...
I feel okay.
We haven't got any lemons.
No, and we're not going to be able to get any lemons because of the flaming Dover
I
Scuffles.
think we're going to have a bit of a lemon crisis.
Yeah, how are you all feeling? Are you all done? Is everybody done? We definitely haven't got all the presents we would have got, but we just said, you know what? Let's give what we would have spent to charity.
Absolutely.
And whatever we've got is enough.
Yeah.
So everyone's sorted. Most people are sorted. Right, should we get on with the news, Mark?
Hang on.
Or shall I read out some of your comments?
Oh my God, look.
So this morning,
It looks like a hat.
you've really made me laugh, as usual, guys. I love you so much.
Hi, everyone.
So I posted this on my Instagram saying, don't ask. Anyone else's partner
don't
driving
ask.
them round the bend in this bloody lockdown tier 4 festive period. Anyone want to borrow Mark for a few days? I will send mince
That's
pies.
nice.
And honestly, you've really, really made me laugh this morning. But so who was it straight away that said, who was the first one?
Someone said rather interestingly, it's never funny when they're never funny when they're your own.
Yeah, which I thought was quite
That's
funny.
nice. Because you get that
Be
feeling as a
Sober
husband.
says, okay, if we've got mince pies too, we can have him for a bit. Just for a bit, though.
Right. White Mamba says, thanks so much. You've been like my COVID mum and dad, keeping me going. We're always going to be there. Always. Like a bad rash on your elbow.
Life of Rookie Roo says she will have him, but
Will she?
only because it's just her and the dog this year. Otherwise, she might not have had you.
I love just one person and a dog. I'm up for that. I'll be
I
round.
think
What's your address?
I think it's Kebble Pebble. Was it Kebble Pebble? She said, I feel
Claire
your
Ross
pain.
Reed will have me.
She said, I've got a whistler. I said, you've not got a whistler. And she said...
That means something very
yeah,
different.
I have. He doesn't see the problem with it.
That means something very different in male circles.
Having
if
a
you've got
whistler.
a whistler.
What does it mean?
I don't want to go into that. It's a bit graphic. How are we all? How is everyone? I've just got off the phone to Tony Blair, by the way, which is why I just plopped him in the title.
And 8380 wants to see the postman's face when you open the door. I'm going to try and film the postman's face.
We should definitely... Oh, I should do it with Tim
Oh,
with this
look,
on.
Natalie Blonde says, Santa, oh my God, Santa's coming. I know him. I know him.
That's it. I've just...
Passion for Tree says, is he going to fit down my chimney?
Yeah, I've lost a bit of weight. What are you talking about?
Minnie Brummy says, makes me glad I'm single, bless him.
Oh. Who's that?
Grandma Bevers, and you were the first one, weren't you, in the queue? Grandma Bevers said, I could take him off your hands, but it would cost you. And Sunny Happy Maria says, you wouldn't miss him if he wasn't there. He may be annoying at times, but he's so lovable and funny, just like a puppy dog. Just give him a belly rub and all will be okay.
Oh, yeah, that'd be nice. Can I have a
Yeah, it was Kebble Pebble who's got a whistler. Oh, I love this. Claire, 1985. Yes, why not? I've got loads of raisins and chicken crisps.
Who's that?
That was Claire,
I'm going to
1985.
follow her now.
Follow her.
I'm
She's got
going to.
raisins.
Yeah, Claire,
and
1985.
chicken chips. He's now going to follow her
Right.
on
Oh, no,
Instagram.
my phone's working. I'll do it after that. Claire,
Claire,
1985. Is it
write
Claire
it down.
underscore? Claire
Yeah.
with an A or an
Claire
I?
underscore.
This is serious shit.
Claire with AIRE
Underscore.
1985. She
Right.
is saying she has chicken crisps.
I'm following
and
you.
Raisins.
Because I want them.
So, he's yours.
It is Maddie's birthday on Christmas Day.
Oh,
There's a few of us would like a mark. Thanks, Anne Murray. That's nice to know. See? Do you know what my hat? Do you know what
Can you
this
take that
reminds-
hat off? Because now you're going to be sweating and you're going to say you're too hot and you're going to be moaning.
Oh my god. Do you know what's been going on my? That look like, you know, what are those things you get in your Wagamamas, like sort of pastries that flap out at the side.
Oh, the dumplings. I love them.
Dumplings. Oh, she's going for a bit of deer action. So, have you been enjoying the Vlogmas? It was a calmer one last night, wasn't it? It was
I haven't
wandering,
seen last night.
wandering around a garden centre, and then me and you wandering around a
All I know
dessert.
is it took you hours and hours to edit it.
was
Why
really
did it take so long?
tricksy. It was really tricksy. Because there was a lot of music mixing for
We
the
basically
wander
didn't see him
around.
for the whole evening.
Yeah, and then I emerged, and then we watched a really cheery film, actually, a really good Christmas film called
Oh
County
my
Lines.
God, I had to leave it. It was
Not-
so depressing.
Not for the faint-hearted.
Mark was like, "Oh, I might make this my regular Christmas."
No, I was
film."
being ironic.
I wanted to. I know you were.
No, but sometimes I worry you think I'm being serious.
No, God, of course not. It was the only thing that made me laugh last night. It was a miserable,
I feel
miserable
I have.
film.
I feel you.
It was
I
very
have
good
to-
though.
Christine Bet. I feel I have 2 marks in my head. Oh, Christine. It was a very important film, but listen to this statistic that came up at the end. County Lines. You can watch it on Curzon Home Cinema. It's a British film, and it's about. In fact, someone we knew was in it. It's about a boy of 14 who gets roped into the drug gangs that supply drugs and transfer drugs around the country along county lines,
which is
shipping
happening a
youngsters.
lot.
And the
It's so
statistic at the end, get this, because the
No,
film was
what?
directed by a man, it was his first film, directed by a man who works not in pretty much a similar area to the area I may well end up working in, which is, you know, rehab, drug rehabilitation centres, working with youngsters, trying to
he
remobilise
wrote
them.
it.
He directed it. But the statistic at the end that was the most shocking, right now, 10,000 children between the ages of 11 and 14 are running county lines. Think
What
about
the
that
hell
number.
is going on
Think
in
about
this
that
country?
number.
How does that happen?
10,000.
How does that happen? We're not in a third world country. How does that happen?
10,000.
If you do watch this film, if you have that kind of stomach
It's
for it,
incredibly-
it is incredibly
It's
powerful.
a 15 certificate, but I'd say it's not. You need to be guarded.
I wouldn't say it's good for a 15. I mean,
no.
the thing is,
A couple of new members will give you a shout out.
yes, we'll do a little song for you at the end. I had to stop watching it because I said to Mark, I just knew I wasn't going to sleep because it makes me worry so much for our girls and for all those children. I mean, the most terrible abuse.
Yeah.
10,000 children. And is that probably a conservative guess? Is that what they
Regardless
know
of whether
to
it's
the
conservative or not,
authorities?
I think that's a well-informed guess, and it was a
That's why
staggeringly
so
high
many.
number.
That's why so many social workers end up leaving the industry, if you like,
But
because
to be
it
honest,
becomes
I
unbearable.
mean, I understand you couldn't tolerate it, but for me, that's why it's important films like that are
Yeah.
made, and important that films like that are
I watched
watched.
enough of it.
Yeah, to get the message, but also you kind of know the message. But I just thought that statistic at the end was quite arresting. I don't know how we got on that, but it was what we were watching last night.
It's when we moved to rape, I had to get out of there. I
Yeah,
just-
me, Nanny Di, and Maddie were watching it. It was a very, very hard-hitting film. British film as well, so up the Brits.
It's very, very. Everything about it is it's extremely powerful. It's so miserable, though.
It is. Don't
But
make it one of your Christmas
It's
films.
like you say, Mark, there's just so many people actually living like that, and it does bring gratitude. I suppose if you're feeling really like hard done by and you watch that film, you're going to feel fantastic.
It reminds you of how
Birthday
low level
shout
and how young
out.
and on how simple a level. This is what we've come to.
Kelly
This is
Hunter.
what we've come to. Kelly Hunter, new member.
Happy birthday to... No, not member. Happy
Oh.
birthday. Happy birthday to
Okay.
you. Happy birthday to you.
I think we should do birthdays at the end.
Happy birthday, dear Kelly.
Happy birthday
to
Kelly
you.
Hunter.
No, we're always going to do birthdays because it's nice to pepper in and out of the news. Nice, happy,
All
jolly
right,
birthdays.
okay, it's just my suggestion.
Yeah, but I'm not listening to it.
All right, cool. What was I going to say? Now, thank you everyone for all of your positive comments last night, and thank you also for your very negative comments too. On Vlogmas 21. I thought you posted a really important message yesterday,
Yeah?
didn't you? Under the
Yeah.
message, underneath the film.
Yeah.
Did you want to say something about it?
Well, we don't need to. We're having a nice time.
Oh,
aren't
okay.
we?
All right, fine.
Yeah.
Enough. Read it if you need to.
Oh, it's Laura's birthday as well. Put
Laura, who?
Just we'll do it now. Happy birthday
Yeah.
to you. Happy birthday to you.
Where is Laura?
Happy
Oh, Laura
birthday,
Taylor.
dear Laura Taylor.
See, the problem is I miss the
Happy
surnames because I'm looking at other
birthday.
comments.
You just spoke
I know,
whilst I was singing.
but the reason I spoke is I think we should do it nicely for them when we're
Well,
not
what's doing
distracted.
it nicely, and you distracted
Start
it by
again.
writing and talking.
Start again.
I'm doing the birthday.
Laura Taylor.
Like we always have.
Cue the music.
Happy birthday to you.
Laura Taylor.
Happy birthday to you.
Laura Taylor.
Happy birthday, dear Laura Taylor. Happy birthday to you.
Laura Taylor.
But new members' songs we will sing at the end, so we don't break up the
There's
news
so many
too
sort of
much.
gradations of rules here. They just keep shifting.
Yeah.
The point here is...
Oh,
What's just happened?
I've just got really bad pain. It's all right. It's just one of those pains that come and go.
Happens a lot on these lives, doesn't it?
Okay.
Right, anyone who's here now, hit the thumbs up, just to cheer us up. Go on, guys. There's 900 of you watching. Otherwise, I'm not going to talk about Nicola Sturgeon. I know that is an absolute seller. It's an absolute must-watch.
Oops.
Nicola Sturgeon.
Oops.
What did
Oops.
she do, Oopsie? Did she do Oopsie? Who was it who
I
says
would
that?
like to talk about the
Did
fact
you do
that
Oopsie?
Piers Morgan was in the back of a taxi with no face mask on after shouting at everyone for 9 months. But somehow that didn't make all the front pages of the newspapers. I wonder why.
Laura Taylor, there you go, my darling.
Got a few
Absolute
contacts
pleasure.
in the newspapers.
Dover, so what's Nicola Sturgeon done?
Well, Nicola Sturgeon has been photographed without a face mask on. She is 2 metres from the other
She
people.
was at a funeral,
funeral.
wake. That seems a bit tough.
She's indoors in a pub, it looks like.
Oh, I see. Right.
I think it's indoors. It looks
Okay.
indoors. Have you got the photo? Do we know?
There she is.
Look, is that indoors or outdoors?
Exclusive First Minister, sorry for no mask breach. I talk every day about the importance of masks, so I'm not going to offer any excuses. I was wrong, I'm kicking myself, and I'm sorry. She took it off briefly as she was leaving the venue.
Now, you see, I don't think there's anything wrong with that.
Can I just
she
say...
was outside.
Yeah, I was in the bank the other day. I needed to access the app, and I needed facial recognition. And I said to the guy, I'm going to have to pull my mask down because it can't recognise me with the mask on.
God.
And he looked at me for ages like, you can't do that. And I was like, well, then we can't progress in this transaction. He said, go outside and do the facial recognition out there and then come back in. I mean, that's how strictly they were.
I actually don't have a problem. I have never seen a rule that we are to keep face masks on outside.
She wasn't outside.
Well, you said it was as she was leaving.
Yeah, but she was just, look, there she is, there, as she's leaving, there's the door.
Oh, that's not an outdoor... Oh, she is inside.
Yeah, she's inside. Breaks her own COVID law by standing in a bar and chatting to petrol.
God, I've done that loads of times. I mean, the thing is, every single person has made a mistake with the rules, but what I don't like is when the people are screaming and shouting, saying that everyone's dreadful, like Piers, and then they just blatantly... I mean, he didn't forget to have a mask on in the back of the cab, did he? His wife had a mask on.
Miss P, you're right. I worry about Nanny Di's touching of her mask constantly.
Oh, constantly. There's no point in wearing that mask.
Oh.
She just does this all the time.
But I think here's the confusion for me though. When you walk into restaurants, like so, say when we went to Wake, I see this was a Wake and this is since tier, because most restaurants you're allowed to move from once you're sat, you're allowed to take your mask
Yeah,
off.
you take your mask off once you're sat, but if you go to the loo or anything, you have to take your mask off. Oh, somebody's got their first COVID jab there. Who's that? Ooh. Monica Smith. Oh, let us know how it goes. Yeah, you are. Yeah, lucky.
Okay, so Tony Blair, we haven't seen a bit of him. We haven't heard from him in a while. Tony Blair's come out of the traps fighting. I just got off the phone to him. He was very patronising. Makes you feel about that big, doesn't he, Tony Blair, all the time. But Blair's idea is a big idea, and I want to know...
Oh, hang on a second. I didn't realise that. Cada Girl says Nicola Sturgeon's been saying to wear your mask outside as well.
Oh, right. Well, you've got to lead by example.
So glad I'm not somebody that stands around telling everyone else what to do.
Yeah, exactly.
Because it's awful, because when you fuck up, everyone can go,
Can you do... we will get into a flow in a minute. The Dark Knight Detectorist. My wife watches you religiously. It was her birthday yesterday. She doesn't need a song, just a belated birthday wish. So, did you hear that? Not a song. Just a belated birthday wish to Jennifer Hill. Happy birthday, Jennifer Hill. And thanks, Dark Knight Detectorist, for preventing us from having to listen to Nadia sing.
Happy birthday, Jennifer Hill. I hope you have a lovely day.
Perfect. Perfect. I wish more were like that. So yeah, Tony Blair's idea is radical, and I'm sure that he's presented this in the way that only he knows how, which is like as if it was blindingly obvious and we're all stupid. You know, he has that way of making everyone feel fucking stupid. Listen to me.
Listen
Just
here. That's what you always used to say.
Absolutely.
Listen here.
So he said, listen here. Don't give everyone the backup vaccinations. Get as many of the first vaccinations out to as many people as possible now to race against the new COVID mutation. What do you think of that?
Well, yeah, there has been discussion about that, hasn't there? But
He thinks
do
we
we
should
know
be
the
racing it
efficacy,
out.
though? Do we know the efficacy of it?
Yeah, I don't know. Is it not like null and void unless you've had both?
Yeah, I think so.
So it'd be like...
But he must know something, because he wouldn't have said that if that's the case. It's probably, I think they don't fully know. But surely it's going to give you some protection.
Yeah.
And maybe if you get it, you're not going to get it as badly.
Yeah.
Sounds like a good idea. How's it being met?
I think everyone's like, keep your nose out, bastard.
Which I think is silly, because I think other
look,
people's...
I tell you what,
he's
I wish...
a very smart guy,
Yeah,
like him or not.
I wish Tony Blair would naff off, Gabrielle. I do think there's room here, and it's often said on LBC that... lots of cards are going out today, by the way. It's often said on LBC that we do need a government. There are a lot of expert opinions, or lots of people who have good ideas. It's a shame that none of us can get our ideas to any of these people who happen to be elected, because they're not necessarily... Just because they're elected doesn't make them the brightest tool in the toolkit. They're not sharp necessarily. They're not sort of, the greatest, people to represent us in some case. I've seen some politicians talking, and I'm gobsmacked at how inarticulate they are, how unable they are to cope with a sophisticated thought. I really am. It's like, and you think, oh my God, are you seriously running this country in whatever capacity you are as a politician? So I think, Tony Blair trotting this thought out,
And Professor David Salisbury as well.
Yeah, here we go. Millions could get COVID vaccine if first doses were aggressively rolled out. This is
What
kind
does
of,
that mean?
That's chiming with what Tony Blair said. His comments were echoed by
Just to
Tony
blast
Blair,
everyone.
who set out a series of suggestions to prevent what he sees, Tony Blair, as the colossal damage to his forehead from frowning too much. Sorry, no, I was just looking at a photo of him. That was bizarre. What a remarkable forehead. No, he does see colossal damage that will happen without mass vaccination. Professor Salisbury said today, we've done something like this before when we had a finite amount of flu vaccine for children, and it was clear if we gave children one dose, we could protect twice as many. So obviously, there must be some efficacy with one dose. What do you think about that?
Well, that sounds like a good idea, doesn't it?
I mean, he usually doesn't come out, Tony Blair, unless he absolutely believes he's right. Do you know what I mean? He doesn't like to be shot down.
I mean, like him or not, I've never liked him, but he is a very smart guy. I mean, at the beginning, when he was talking about how he would have handled the lockdown and everything, it did make you wish Tony Blair was in charge, I have to say.
So there's that thought today. And something else that I mentioned, there are scuffles breaking out in Dover, as to be fair...
where are we at with Dover? Because last I heard 4,000 lorries.
Well, testers are arriving to check lorry drivers as Port of Dover finally reopens, but obviously there's a huge backlog and it's getting quite tense. There's a bit of a standoff between European drivers and police.
Surprised. They've been through hell and just neglected, left.
But of course, now you've got, added to the sort of fracas, you've got a whole testing regime that's got to be introduced down there, with 150 soldiers being roped in to do it. So I think
the army have been brought in Wales, to drive the ambulances.
Yeah. We have lorries parked up everywhere and in services in Essex as well. Yeah, there you go. It's, I think the government need to be getting the headlines out that progress is happening, but my sense of things is that behind behind the sort of attempts to make us feel calm, it's probably far more chaotic and messy than we think. I mean, I am going to be popping to Sainsbury's later, and God only knows what I'm going to find there. So God only knows. Well, one thing I do know
do you
is...
think that was slightly dramatic?
No, I mean...
I'm going to Sainsbury's later, God only knows.
Well, insofar as there will be no bags of salad.
Well, you hate salad.
I know, but I'm worried for you.
I'm worried for you. With salad?
I'm worried for you, babe. I mean, how are you going to stay healthy? And here's another interesting thought, and I want Nadia will be interested in this. Does more transmittable with the virus mean less lethal? What do you think? I mean, there's two very strong bodies of thought with this.
I never even did biology GCSE, so I am not.
I'm not asking for your scientific expertise here. I'm asking for your gut.
But my gut says that this. Okay, so if I could just go off into a fantastical world,
Go there.
This virus is going batshit crazy, using up all its energy, dashing about in a really greedy, hungry way, trying to get everybody and everything in its path. And it's going to knacker itself out like a naughty, disgusting, disgraceful, evil toddler and die a death.
Yeah. Well, I mean, there's a lot of people. There are some.
That's what I'm hoping.
Well, there are two
in my little dream world.
Well, I think we all hope that that's the case. I mean, but there is precedent for when viruses seek more hosts, they become less lethal because they want to be able to bounce between hosts more.
Because to kill your host is a stupid virus.
Well, for example, like Ebola is a really nasty virus where it really ravages and kills your host, but it's highly infectious and then it moves on quite quick. The problem
it
moves on quite quick because here's the problem. There are some scientists saying it could mean this, and this is a good move, and this is positive, and there are other scientists saying yes, but we have diseases like HIV, Ebola,
that
where
just mutate.
If they mutate, killing the host isn't even a sort of rational or moral consideration for the virus. Transmissibility is. So whether it happens to kill the host, if it's highly transmittable,
it's happy.
It's happy.
As long as it's transmitting, it's happy.
But it doesn't follow that highly transmittable doesn't mean it can't kill its host too.
Yeah.
You can be, rabies is another example where it will quite easily kill its host and just move on very quickly. There are two bodies of thought. Because I was very much leaning.
But they have always said that that killing the host isn't good for this virus.
Well, you would say, so it says here, look, Ian Jones, Professor of Virology at University of Reading, the general rule in virology is that better transmission is associated with milder illness. So even if transmission is higher, the virus may be less dangerous.
Right, okay.
But then there's a whole other body of thought. This comes from a 19th century thought from a physician who called it the delicate equilibrium. That's interesting, isn't it? He called it the law of declining virulence. So it could spread further, kill less, and survive for longer, if you like. If a virus mutates to become more deadly, it's more likely to kill those it infects. But there is someone here, Jonathan Ball, Professor of Virology at the University of Nottingham, says it's a bit of a lazy thing that we can sometimes trot out as virologists, that evolution would favour a virus becoming less pathogenic. It's not always true. Evolution can favour a virus that can persist and transmit more. Rabies, for instance, spreads because of the aggressive disease it triggers. HIV.
So we're none the bloody wiser.
No, exactly. So, so by and large, you're going to hear a lot of people. So this is the problem with science. You're going to have a lot of scientists saying, well, there's a precedent for it potentially getting. We're going to hear lots of people going, oh, well, it could get less. It could be less.
But to be fair, though,
severe.
they do keep saying they don't know.
Well, no, I know, but I wish
they don't know because. They
it's
don't
not the
know
scientists who don't know, but it's lots of people who come off social media going, this is the case.
Oh, I know.
That drives
people
me nuts.
That have no qualification.
People who have a vested interest in it becoming milder go, well, it'll become milder because that's what happens.
We can't
and vice
know
versa.
that. We can't know that.
So I just wanted to sort of flag up that debate and that sort of oscillation is being discussed at the moment. So there.
Jade Louise, I live in Kent and lots of people I know
have it and are very ill, all at home, not in hospital with it though.
But not in hospital.
Louise Jones, I think the new virus is the same, it's evolved and it will carry on getting stronger like the cold. You never get the same cold twice, the virus doesn't care about that. No, it doesn't, exactly. I mean, it's like this idea that does the virus know it's Christmas? I feel like there's a song in there somewhere. Does this
Can we just take a little moment out with Bethan Williams, who says Tesco's and Lidl had so many carrots, potatoes and parsnips.
Is that not because we...
Thank you so much for that, Bethan Williams. I needed that little window out of the hell that we're in.
But no salad.
Green beans? That's what I want for my beef Wellington.
John Campbell has done a good video on the mutation and eases my fears on it. John Campbell is our friend on here. Miss P, did you get in touch with him, Nadia, to see if he'll join the live soon? No, she's asked him to join her in the bedroom.
I do every night. He comes to bed with me every night.
Jake Mackey, let's talk about less scary things. Do you do Maddie's birthday gifts before Christmas?
No.
What?
Simple question.
No. We do a birthday on Christmas Day. Yeah, but her birthday often is in the afternoon. What?
Have you ever thought about cake?
I was going to ask the question.
Oh, shit.
She sometimes watches.
She doesn't watch.
She does. The other day she contacted me. She said, oh, yeah, you're on. So listen, guys, it is her birthday on Christmas Day. I'm really, really worried about her birthday. It's going to be it's a real down.
And I've not even thought about fucking cake.
Well, I'm making a Nutella Yule log.
No, darling, that's not birthday cake.
Oh, I was offering my help there.
No, but Nutella Yule.
Why are you whispering so
I don't
quietly?
know, because she's there and I'm going to say I haven't made her cake.
Nutella Yule log. Order some donuts from Krispy Kreme.
No, I've got to make her a cake. I've got to Sainsbury's again, then that means.
Samantha Hayward, Boris is on later. Do you think he's going to be telling us Tier 4 kicks in on Boxing Day for the rest of the country? Is that what you think? Do you think? Let's look at something.
He's on later today. What
Yeah.
doing? Oh, yeah, I do.
No, he's doing some stand-up. I wish he'd just
I'm
come on and do a
starving.
cartwheel.
Can I just say I'm really hungry?
I wish he'd come on and do a cartwheel. I'm going to find you some fun news. Look, COVID is my excuse for not seeing relatives at Christmas. That's cheery, isn't it? During this festive period, many will have to make difficult decisions about visiting family. But for some, not being able to go home for Christmas might be a welcome relief. Is anyone
It is.
here relieved that you don't want to see...
They say 40% of,
Yeah.
30% of Brits were hoping for a lockdown so they wouldn't have to see their family.
Is anyone here relieved that they don't have to see certain members of their family? Let's just ask it as it is. Dear heart, me. No, Anne-Marie. Nicola Marcella, yes. Oh, Brenda McGee, yeah, quite, okay. Henry
Tom's
Attenson.
glad to be spending it on his own.
I don't mean all of your family, but has the coronavirus crisis removed that awkward choice or awkward decision?
No, there's more no's than yes. Yes.
Well, I don't know. I think it's pretty equal at the moment. Yeah, welcome relief. Yes. No, Tim Reed. Mary Delling, Dolling, Cadagirl. My son has his 18th birthday during lockdown. I was worried sick about missing out, but everything turned out okay and he was happy.
Thing is, every single person is now going to have a birthday in lockdown.
Yeah,
and the thing
absolutely.
is, all Maddie's friends have had their 18th in lockdown, so at least it's not like...
Yeah, true.
And we will give her an amazing party next year.
Yeah, we will. I mean, it's going to be such an amazing
I mean, we're
party.
going to have so much guilt about it. She's probably going to get the best party of her life.
Oh, let's look at this. This will be... Oh, look, let me take you off here. I'm going to show you this. If you want some Christmas cheer, let's cheer you up, guys. Do you want to see a really cheerful photo of Nads naked in the bath? Look at the dogs doing the nativity.
Who's that?
I don't know, it's in the Metro.
Oh.
Dogs pose for brilliant nativity scene to spread Christmas cheer. Look.
Oh, that's very
Oh,
cute.
we should do one with the dogs.
We should.
Oh, that's seriously cute. Oh, hang on. Let's get you back. Yep, there you go.
Right, I think we need to do our songs. Because I need to now, I've gone into panic mode. As you can see, I've gone like dead behind the eyes.
You've completely
Because I'm thinking
left.
about the birthday
You've left
cake.
the building. Why don't you sing? Oh right, Jennifer Hallis. Welcome as a family guest.
Jennifer.
Hallis.
Jennifer Hallis. Welcome to the family guest.
Hallis.
Harry. No, you've got to say it. Harry.
You've got to give me a clue before.
Well, I said welcome to the family guest and I held my hand out.
And then you started to just make noises. Yeah.
Jennifer Hallis.
So Jennifer Hallis, welcome.
welcome.
Who else have we got here? Juniper Grace. What a
Juniper Grace.
Juniper Grace.
Juniper Grace.
Juniper Grace.
Juniper Grace.
Juniper Grace. Love her face.
Juniper Grace.
Love her face.
Juniper Grace.
Let's get round her place. And we have Tasha Payne. Is it Tasha Payne? Is that right? Let me just triple check. I think it's Tasha Payne. Let me just have a...
How are you going to find it?
let me just see if I can find it this way. Tasha Payne, I think
Tasha
it
Payne.
is. Yes, Tasha Payne. It is
Tasha
Tasha Payne.
Tasha Payne. Tasha Payne. Tasha Payne.
Are you in pain, Tasha Payne, when you
Welcome.
sprain?
Welcome.
Have you
Tasha
sprained your pain in your Tasha Payne?
I'm in pain, says Leslie Wilson.
Yeah, so's Tasha Payne. So that's Juniper Grace, Jennifer Hallis and Tasha Payne. Welcome to the family
Welcome
guest
to the
area.
family guest area.
It's on that note, there's a members live
Thank you,
tonight.
Sarah Elliott. I sound like Lulu.
What time's the
O'Hara.
members live tonight? 7:30? 7:30? Any advance on 7:30? 7:30? 6? 6:30? 8? 8:30? 8? 9? 9:30? 9
I
with
think
you, madam?
7:30.
With 7:30 with you, madam? Any advance on 7:30, sir?
Yeah, and
Madam?
members live today. It's not just cards we're giving away. I've got a surprise.
Have you?
Yes.
She's got a
There'll
surprise.
be 5 gifts.
And we're now going to go and get Nanny Di up and we're going to sign a load of cards and send them.
7:30. So it's 7:30. And also, what was the other thing I wanted to say? We need to set up on the community page when people would most like us to do the live on Christmas Day.
Oh, yeah, no, someone asked
And then
about
we
that,
will
sorry.
count what. I mean, I think we'd have
Count
to give
what?
a window of time. And, well, whatever time comes
Yeah.
up the most, then that's the time we'll do it.
Absolutely. Are you going to be wearing nothing but nipple tassels?
Probably.
Christmas nipple tassels. Yeah. And then should we do the live straight after that? Guys, I've got an elf costume beckoning me in the corner over there.
Please go to the Instagram, my Instagram, and leave more comments about whether you'd take Mark off my hands for a couple of days. They're really making me laugh.
If anyone wants
who is
me,
it that's got chicken crisps and Laura Taylor?
Claire
No,
1985.
Claire 1985.
Yeah, she's
chicken
on
crisps and
Instagram.
raisins. I don't know whether you're on YouTube as
Yeah.
well, but
Yeah.
Lee is live at 5 on Christmas Day. Lee.
Oh, is
So
he?
we'll do
Oh,
it.
brilliant.
We'll work
Good,
around
good, good.
Lee. Also, I've got to go and film something for Lee now because he's preparing to do a beef Wellington and he's going to film it. Now I've got to give him some tips. It should be. I'm really looking forward to watching that.
And Sazzy19, if you're working tonight and you're going to miss the Members Live, obviously it will be uploaded to the playlist Members Lives. And if you're on any, I think if you're on any device, you can go to the playlists and you should be able to see them. So across the top, you might click community and it gives you nothing, but you will click on playlists and scroll down until you find Members Lives or Sunday Show, and it will show you.
Fleurette Borden has just subscribed. Can everybody make a welcome? Welcome to our
Fleurette
channel.
Borden, welcome.
to our amazing community. You will make friends here. You will have.
Jill
Well,
Earle's got loads of raisins
You
for me
will,
as well. Yeah.
you will have
I'm easy to
laughter.
snag.
You will have tears. You will
You will.
have
Fleurette, I
great
love your name.
food. You will have gardening. You will have mental health chats. You'll have everything here on this channel.
Part of
so
your
welcome.
name is my daughter's name, Fleur. It's
Fleur,
so
I
pretty.
love that
Fleurette.
name.
That's
Fleurette.
pretty. It's
It's even
pretty,
prettier.
prettier in a sort of smaller, tinier sense.
Fleurette, oui, Fleurette.
And also, guys, it goes noted, thank you for all of your support, corralling each other, looking out for each other. There are some vulnerable people who follow us and watch here, so always look out for each other, always support each other. Any issues, drop me or Michelle a line and we can target them and sort them out.
Yeah, and I think Mark and I are going to do a mental health film. When are we going to do that?
Well,
Oh, guess what we're filming today
hang
for
on.
the vlog?
With all due respect, I do think that has to, what day is it, sir? 23rd. I do think that needs to happen quite soon. I think people
Yeah.
need a bit. So when do you want to do that? When should we do that?
We'll have a think and we'll post.
Okay, all right.
All right, guys.
All right, guys, lots of
love.
love. Have a lovely
Bye.
day. It's the Christmas Eve.